What's going on, guys? Figured I'd just get on here and uh sort of like I guess a recap of my last video, the one with most common questions asked in RV transport. The I'm gonna redo pretty much that whole video. I basically posted that video so long because I had a subscriber asked all those questions, and so I figured I'd, instead of answering him back in an email or responding back in the comment or an email or anything like that, instead of having to type all that stuff out, I just made a video. So what I'm gonna do also, I'm still gonna keep that video up, but I noticed a lot of people was I guess getting off about halfway through, and I don't blame you. It was a long video, close to an hour long. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start going through and doing basically the same thing, most common questions asked in RV transport, but I'm gonna do them individually. So there'll be different parts to it. So I do one part on, say, logs, which is what I'm gonna do in this video, and then I do another one, say, on backhauls, another one on maybe picking the right company, different fees and all that kind of stuff. Just do each one individual, so that way you can just pick which one you want. And now they may take time to come out because I'll space them out a week between each other. So but I think that's what I'm gonna do. Is the main I guess title would be most common questions in RV transport, and then I have like a part 1, part 2, part 3, so on. But anyway, so I just got home, and what I done is I'm going to show you how to do the Keep Truckin app and the Motive app. And one of the reasons, which I've been wanting to do this video, but one of the reasons I'm sort of doing a recap of it rather than what the last video was about is I think we had a little bit of a misunderstanding as far as the logs go. That may have been on my part, maybe not explaining it well enough. So whenever I said that that RV transport is exempt from running e-log, electronic logging, because I mean it states in the book that as long as one axle of the commodity is touching the ground, then you are exempt. I think, like I said, I may have misspoke or misrepresented it. I don't know, or some people may have just misinterpreted it, thinking that whenever I said that you are exempt from running e-log, I think they thought that I meant that you didn't have to run a logbook, period. No, that is not true. That is not the case. You still have to run a logbook, and we use the same thing as like, say, a hot shot or a regular trucker would use. As far as electronic logs go, we use the Motive app, formerly known as Keep Truckin. The only difference is ours is not tied into the truck. So with electronic logging, say if you was not exempt, then you would have a piece plugged into your OBD2 port, and then it would be synced to your tablet or your phone or whatever, and then so everything will be synced through the truck. So whenever your truck starts moving, it starts recording. Whenever your truck stops, then it stops. It basically, I think it actually puts you on duty. So you have to actually go in there and switch it to on duty, but it keeps up with everything as far as what your truck does. In our case, it's not plugged into the truck, so we had to manually enter it in there. And so that's pretty much the only difference. With ours, it's the exact same as a logbook. It's just on a computer system, on your tablet or your phone or your iPad or whatever. So That's pretty much the only difference. But you still have to run a logbook, whether it be a paper log or the basically e-log or whatever that's not tied into your truck. Now, I'm going to go back real quick on that same subject. That's what it states in the book, and that's the way we run it. Now, the company you may lease on with, they may be different. They may require you to run. They may require you to run the electronic log where it's tied into the truck. I don't know. That's a question you'll have to ask whatever company you're leasing on to. So, but as far as the company that I'm leased on with, this is the way we run it. But I just want to emphasize that again, that you do still have to run a logbook, and you still have to abide by the same hours of service. From the time you start, you got 14 hours, and then you have to shut down for 10 hours. So you got to take a 10-hour break before you can start again. During that 14 hours, you're allowed to drive 11 hours. Within those 11 hours, you have to stop and take a 30-minute break. I'm going to wait till I get on to the showing you the e-log whenever I talk about the 30-minute break, because there's also some confusion about that, whether or not you can take it on duty or whether it has to be off duty and all that stuff. And I'll go over that here in just a minute. But we're going to go ahead and get into this, and if I think of anything else, then I'll talk about it while we're going over the logbook. All right. So, all right, here's what we're going to do. All right, this is my home screen on my tablet. So we're going to go to the Motive app. Then we're going to go hit logs. All right, so like I said, I went back and basically took everything out for today, so that way I could go back and show you how to do this. So basically what you could do is, so I'm gonna, this right here at the bottom, it shows you for like the last 14 or 15 days. Now over here to the right, all these little red with the exclamation points, those are showing that something is wrong. It might be you may have a violation, you may not have done something, you may not have done your pre-trip or put in your mileage or anything like that, and I'll show you all that here in a minute. In my case, it's just because I haven't signed it yet, and I'll show you how to do that here in just a minute. So we're going to go to, we'll do yesterday whenever I started this trip. So that was Sunday. So we hit Sunday. All right. So I went from Belton, Mississippi to Bow Bridge, Louisiana. So I went, so I was off duty from midnight to 4 p.m. So at 4 p.m., I done my pre-trip and I hooked up at Belton, Mississippi, Great American RV. All right. So whenever you do your pre-trip has to be a minimum of 15 minutes. You have to show 15 minutes for your pre-trip. So for pre-trip and hooking up and everything, that took me about 30 minutes. So I put down from 4 to 4:30 was my pre-trip and pickup. Right below that, I started driving. So from 4:30 p.m., I started driving in Belton, Mississippi. You can see where it says driving. Below that, so from 4:30 until 9 p.m., I drove, and I stopped in, it didn't really show up a town, but I stopped at the rest area on I-55 South, right just as soon as you crossed in Louisiana, so Mississippi-Louisiana state line, and I took a 30-minute break. Guys, I really didn't have to take a 30-minute break there. I could have made it from Belton all the way to Bow Bridge, because it's only like, I think 6.5, 7 hours, something like that. So that was under the 8 hours, and I'll explain that here in just a minute also. So, but I had to stop and use the restroom, and I fixed me a sandwich, so it took about 30 minutes. So then at 9:30, I started driving from same location, and then I drove until 11:30, so for 2 hours. And then I stopped at, I finished out my day in Bow Bridge, Louisiana, and I parked there at a Great American RV. So, So I done my post-trip inspection. At the end of each day, you have to show a post-trip inspection. You can show that off duty. Now your pre-trip inspection has to be on duty, but your post-trip, you can log that off duty. All right. So you see my graph up here where I started at 4:30, 4 to 4:30 pickup and pre-trip. Then 4:30 to 9 driving, 9 to 9:30 off duty, 9:30 to 11:30 driving, and then 11:30 to midnight was off duty. That was my pre-trip, or excuse me, my post-trip. Now you see the little up there at the very top, it has log, form, sign, inspection. You see I got the little red circle there by sign. That's because I haven't signed the log for today, which I'll show you how to do that in a minute. All right, so we're going to back out of this. So we're going to go to Monday. And well, before we do that, I'm going to show you. All right, at the very, very top of the screen, in that same little block with that little red thing is sort of like little red circles flashing. It has off duty right now. So if you hit, that's where you always change your duty status. Sometimes it may say off duty, sometimes it may say driving, sometimes it may say on duty. Whatever it says, whenever you get ready to change your duty status, that's what you hit. So we'll hit that. Now say if I was just starting out my day right now, so I would hit on duty. Then sometimes in the location box, for the most part, it automatically pulls up whatever city or town you're in. Sometimes it does not, depending on whether it doesn't recognize it or it's not getting a good signal or whatever. Sometimes you can hit that little blue button or a little blue circle right there. Sometimes it'll refresh and it'll put it in. See, it says determining location. It didn't pick it up. So we're going to have to manually put it in. We'll back that out. We're going to put Belden, Mississippi. All right, under notes, we're going to hit, all you got to do is hit the first letter or whatever you want to do. So, and if you're putting in multiple things, say if you was, in our case, we're going to be picking up, I would, whatever's the longest thing to write out, I would hit that one first. So that way you don't have to sit there and type it all out. So we hit P. So you got pickup, post-trip inspection, pre-trip inspection, PTI. Pre-trip inspection and PTI is the exact same thing. So, but we're going to hit pre-trip inspection. We're going to hit the box again for notes. And then you see where it started blinking. Then we're going to hit the /, which is the letter T, and just hold it down. All right, so we got the /. Then you see down here, I've already got pickup, fuel, delivery. That's my normal things I put in. So we're going to hit pickup. All right, so then you would hit, what you normally do is you'd hit save. I'm not going to do it because it's not what I want to do. And then that would put you pre-trip on duty in Belden, Mississippi, or wherever you're at. And you have to show a minimum of 15 minutes for pre-trip. So you do that, and then in our case, pre-trip and pickup, we would show 30 minutes. So some people may only still show 15. Me personally, I show 30. So we're going to back out of that. So like I said, all you got to do from that is hit save, stay on duty for 15 minutes, then you can start driving. So we're going to back out of that. All right. So now we're going to go to Monday, right there, right below that, where it says Monday, March 18th. So we're going to go back and redo this whole day. So we're going to hit Monday. Now, in the bottom right-hand corner is a little blue circle with a plus sign in it. So you're going to hit that. That's where you would go to edit anything. So you got change current duty status, insert past duty status, add remark, take 16-hour exception. Now, I'm going to just touch on the 16-hour exception just real quick. Now, I don't know that much about it. I just know a company I used to drive for, driving a truck years ago, you was allowed to take the 16-hour exception once a week. And that is for, like, if you ran into something that basically wasn't your fault. So if you driving down the road and there's a bad accident and you sat there for 3 or 4 hours, and it messed up your day, or you ran into some bad weather or something like that. Now, bad weather, that can be an iffy, because DOT officer can sit there and say, well, hey, you should have trip planned your route better. But so like I said, the company I drove for was allowed to do it once a week, if we needed it. I don't know if that's DOT law, or I don't know if that's just the company's rule that allowed us to do that. So that's basically all I know about that. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to hit insert past duty status. So, all right, I ended my day at 11:30 last night. So 10 hours from there would be 9:30. That's when I started. I was already parked at the dealership. So being that this was not an actual unit that I delivered, say picked up in Indiana and then delivered, then they had to do the whole inspection and all that stuff. This really didn't take that long because it was just a store-to-store transfer. So the only thing they did was just, I dropped it, they signed the paperwork, and I was on my way. So that only took me 15 minutes. So we're going to go from 9:30 to 9:45. We're going to go to on duty because I was working. I'm doing my pre-trip. So we're going to hit location. We're going to type in Bow Bridge, Louisiana. It's already highlighted up there, so we're going to hit that. Now we're going to go to notes, and we're going to type in your longest one first. So pre-trip inspection. Hit the box again, the notes box. Hit the /, hold it down till it pops up. We delivered, so we're going to hit delivery. And then go back, make sure everything's correct. So 9:30, 9:45 on my graph. I was on duty, Bow Bridge, Louisiana, pre-trip, delivery, save. All right. So now we got to insert another past duty status. Now, if you was doing this on the go, then you would just, like I said earlier in the video, at the very top, then you would just hit the on duty or on or off duty, whatever it says, and then change your duty status that way and keep up with it that way. But since I went and took everything out, we're going to do it this way. And this is also how you would edit it if something ever happened, you needed to go back and change something. So hit the plus. We're going to insert past duty status again. So we're going to go to 9:45. So from 9:45 to 11:15, I was driving. So we hit D for driving, hit the box for location. I left Bow Bridge. So we're going to type in Bow Bridge, Louisiana. Hit notes. Then you hit D, and it's going to pop up all the D's. So you hit driving. And then go back, double check, make sure everything's correct. Hit save. All right. So we're going to hit insert past duty status again. All right. So hit the little blue button down there at the bottom right hand corner. Hit insert past duty status. So we're going to drag this in right here out of the way. Just get it out of the way. I'm going to take this first one, go over to 11:15. We're going to go to on duty because I stopped in Hammond, Louisiana and got fuel. So hit on duty, location, type in Hammond, Louisiana. It probably pop up. There it goes. Hammond, Louisiana. All right. Now, right here, and this is where I was talking about your 30-minute break. Now, in my case, I was less than 8 hours from home. So from where I started to the time I got home, it was like 6.5 hours. So I did not have to take a 30-minute break. Now, if I was in Florida or Texas or somewhere like that, my day was going to be longer, then yes, I would have to take a 30-minute break. My recommendation is whenever you take a 30-minute break, do it after your first 4 hours of whenever you started your clock for that day. Because if you do it less than 4 hours, depending on how long you work that day, you may end up having to take another 30-minute break to stay in compliance. because the way the hours of service is you from the time your clock starts, then 14 hours later you have to stop and take a 10-hour break. So so once that clock starts, you have 14 hours and your day's done. So within that 14 hours, you are allowed to drive 11 hours. Within that 11 hours, within the first 8 hours, you have to take a 30-minute break. So if you take your 30-minute break too early and then you drive, say you got 9 hours left to drive, and then, well, within that 8 hours, you got to stop and take another 30-minute break. So my recommendation is wait at least 4 hours before you take your 30-minute break, and then you don't have to take another one for the rest of your shift. All right. So I'm not going to take a 30-minute break here, but if I was going to take a 30-minute break, I would type in my longest, whatever's going to type out the longest, I'll type that in first. So hit the notes box, hit B for break, and hit 30-minute break. Now, I got fuel also. So I would hit the little / and I would hit fuel. Now up here, I would have to show 30 minutes. So I drag that over to 30 minutes. And then from that point, I would hit save. Now there's two different ways you can do this. For me, the easiest is just go ahead and take the whole 30 minutes on duty because I'm fueling anyway. Now, if you want to save on your 70 hours, then, I mean, every minute counts. So you can put 15 minutes for fuel and then another 15 minutes for break, and that's a combined 30 minutes. And this is what I was going to talk about a while ago. Some people think that you have to take your 30-minute break off duty. That is not true. Now, used to, whenever they first implemented this law about taking your 30-minute break within the first 8 hours, yes, that was true. You had to take 30 minutes off duty. Now, you can take it off duty. You can take it in the sleeper berth if you have a sleeper. You can take it on duty, and you can split it. You can take 15 minutes on duty, 15 minutes off duty, as long as it's 30 consecutive minutes. Then it's good. You just cannot be driving. So that's basically the rule, is that you have to take a 30-minute break from driving. So it doesn't state that you have to take 30 minutes off duty. You just have to take a 30-minute break from driving. So what I would do is, in this case, I'd hit save, but I'm not going to take a 30-minute break. So I'm going to back out of this, and I'm going to show you another way that you could do it. So all I did was I got fuel. That's all I did. Fuel for 15 minutes. All right, so I was on duty, 11:15 to 11:30, fuel in Hammond, Louisiana. So I'm going to hit save. Now, again, going back, if you wanted to save on your 70 hours, because you're allowed 70 hours in an 8-day period. So what we would do here is, I'm going to go back and hit the little blue button, insert past duty status. So what I could do here is I could go to 11:45. So at 11:30 to 11:45, and I would hit off duty in Hammond, Louisiana. Let's see here. There we go. And then I would type under notes, B for break, 30-minute break. And see, I got 30 minutes, or I got 15 minutes. So from 11:15 to 11:30 was on duty fueling. And from 11:30 to 11:45 was 30-minute break. Now, yes, it's 15 minutes each, but it's 30 consecutive minutes. That's all you're required. And that takes care of your 30-minute break. But I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is, so at 11:30 until, let's see here, I started back driving 11:30 and I drove to 4:30. So I slid that over. So I'm going to go back and change this. So we'll hit D for driving. Make sure you hit this little D up there for driving. Make sure that that's right. So go back from 9:30 to 9:45. I was done pre-trip delivery. From 9:45 to 11:15, I was driving, and I drove from Bow Bridge to Hammond, Louisiana. 11:15 to 11:30, I was in Hammond, Louisiana. I got fuel. 11:30 to 4:30, I was driving. And so I started driving in Hammond, Louisiana. You have to, under location, you have to put that wherever you started driving. So I got Hammond, Louisiana. Notes was driving. So I hit save. All right. So we're going to hit one more. Hit the little blue button. Insert past duty status. I'm going to drag this one all the way over to as far as it'll go. And I'm going to drag this first one over to 4:30. Because that's whenever I got home. I'm going to hit off duty. Location is Belden, Mississippi. Under notes, I'm going to hit P. And it's going to pop up the P. So I'm going to hit post-trip inspection. Again, post-trip inspection, you can log off duty. So make sure all that's right. Off duty, 4:30 to what time it is right now. I've been home for about an hour. So post-trip inspection, we're going to hit save. And there, I'm done for today. And you can see right here where it says. So it gives you like a little layout of it. So from 12 at midnight, I was in Bow Bridge, Louisiana. 9:30, I started my pre-trip and delivery. Was in Bow Bridge. 9:45, I left Bow Bridge and started driving. I drove for an hour and a half to Hammond, Louisiana. So at 11:15, I stopped in Hammond, Louisiana, got fuel for 15 minutes. I started driving again at 11:30 in Hammond, Louisiana, and I drove for 5 hours. And then I ended my day off duty in Belden, Mississippi, where I done my post-trip inspection. All right, so that pretty much takes care of the logging part. So whenever if you want to do your forms, so you'll hit form right here at the top, hit that, and so make sure your vehicle number is correct, all that stuff. So we're going to hit trailers. All right, I did not have a trailer because I'd already delivered. So we're going to hit trailers, and then this is what I do. I put NA for not available. All right, distance. I can hit odometers, and see that's the odometer. I'd already put that in this morning. So my odometer was 308,055. That's whenever I started. So we're going to end it to whatever my odometer says right now. I'm at home. So it's 308,472. All right. And hit done. And then it automatically figures it up for you. 417 miles. All right. So we're going to back out of that. All right. So trailer's done. Let's see here. Shipping documents. Let's see. Did it not put in my distance? Let's try this again. For some reason it didn't. Probably caused my little box up here. I hope this don't cut off. If it does, I'll start it back. Let's see. There we go. Move that out of the way. I don't know if y'all can see that little box up there. All right, so we're going to try this again. 308,472. And we're going to hit done. All right, see, distance 417 miles. All right, shipping documents. That's going to be your bill of lading number. Being I was empty, I didn't have one. So I'm going to put, again, not available. If you was under load, then you would put your bill of lading number there. So everything's entered. Trailers, vehicles, IDs there. Trailers not available. Distance, shipping documents not available. My name, truck, or employee number. So save. All right, so form is done. So now we're going to go to inspection. All right, so it's going to pop up like this. You're going to hit the little blue box in the lower right hand corner. Hit that. Hit vehicle inspection. All right, that's my truck number. So up here in the upper right, I'm going to hit next. All right, so that pops up there. Now, being I went back and having to redo this again, then I need to go back and change my time for whenever I done my pre-trip. So I'm going to hit time. And then, so I started my pre-trip at 9:30. So I'm going to scroll to 9:30. So I got 9:30. Make sure that it's AM or PM. Hit done. All right. I started my pre-trip in Bow Bridge, so make sure that's correct. Well, go back and capitalize this. Bow Bridge, Louisiana. Odometer. I'm gonna put my odometer from this morning whenever I started. 308-055. Inspection type. I done a pre-trip. All right. So now I'm going to hit save. Make sure everything's correct. Hit save. Hit sign inspection report. Hit done. Now, normally, guys, you would do this when you first start your at the beginning of the day. Whenever you're sitting there doing your pre-trip, you would do this right here. So hit done. And then hit save again up in the upper right corner. And then it's going to pop up vehicle inspection complete. Would you like to also add a set inspection? That means, would you like to add another inspection, such as a trailer? My case, I did not have a trailer. If I did have a trailer, it would already be logged in under forms. So you do forms first, then you do your inspection. Then that way it would automatically transfer over. So if you did have a trailer and you needed to do inspection on it, you hit yes. In my case, I do not have a trailer, so I'm going to hit not now. And then there it is. Vehicle inspection, truck number, 9:30 a.m. pre-trip. All right, so now we're going to back out of this. All right, so everything is good now. So I need to go back and I need to sign my previous logs. So right over here on the left hand side, you will see like little boxes beside the days. So we're going to start with this one. We're going to hit that little box, and you can do them one at a time, or you can select them all. So we're going to go ahead and select all of them. And then next time I start, I'll do Monday. I'm not going to sign Mondays yet because I'm not done for today yet. So do that. Let me move this little box out of my way again. All right, see up there at the sort of the upper right corner, you can hit sign, print, or send. Now, if you want to print it out, you can, if you're just connected to a printer, you can print. If you needed to send it to like an email, you can do that. All we're going to do is sign. So I'm going to hit sign. There's my signature. Agree. And you see them little red circles, they went away. All right. So what you can do if you want to see your recap. So in the upper right hand corner, you're going to see like a little clock, and it's going to have like 3 little lines beside it. So hit that little clock. All right, this shows you your recap. So if I was not finished for today, then I have 6 hours and 2 minutes left until I have to take a 30-minute break. I only have 4 hours and 30 minutes drive time. So I'm going to hit that 4 hours and 30 minutes before I hit the break. I have 6 hours and 2 minutes left on my 14-hour clock, where it says 6:02 shift. I have 56 hours left on my 70-hour cycle. Now, below that, hours of service recap. This shows you everything that you've done in the last so many days. So, see there, March 11th, 0. At March 12th, that's whenever I went to Florida. And then, so I got back Friday morning from Florida, and then I did not leave until Sunday. So I got a 34-hour restart. So in order to at the end of that 70 hours, then you have to take a 34-hour restart. That can either be off duty or it can be in the sleeper berth. So, or you can be both of them together, swapping back and forth. If you was out on the road, if you was at home, it'd just be off duty. So, but it cannot be driving and it cannot be on duty. It has to be 34 hours off duty in order to, and then whenever that 34-hour hits, then your 70-hour clock, where it says 56 cycle, then that will switch over to 70-hour cycle again. So that's basically it. All right, so in order to get out of that, just hit that little clock again. And then let's see, what else can I go over? I'm trying not to make this video too long. All right, so went over the logging. So that's pretty much self-explanatory. Like I said, you can go back and rewind this video and do it again. All right, so if you came up on a DOT inspection, so say right now, say I pulled into the scale and DOT officer, or say I was sitting at a truck stop, and then DOT officer, which I don't know why they do, but they do. I don't agree with it, but he pulled up beside you and he said, hey, I'm going to give you an inspection. So go up here, hit change your duty status. You hit on duty, hit wherever you are. So I'm in Belden, Mississippi. I'm not going to save this. I'm just showing you. So Belden, Mississippi. Notes, hit D, DOT inspection. And then you would hit save. All right, so that's what you would do. Now, this is the important part. Guys, do not forget this. This is why whenever you do, whenever you're running electronic logs and stuff like that, do not run your logbook on your phone. Because once you give him your phone, then you're basically telling him that he can go through your phone and do whatever he wants. He can go through and look at your phone calls. He can go through and look at your Facebook, your text messages, all that stuff. Once you hand him that phone, then you basically just gave him permission to do whatever. So I use a separate device for my logging. As long as I don't give him my phone, if he wants my phone, he needs to get a warrant for my phone. So I give him my tablet. The only thing I keep in my tablet pretty much is I keep stuff like my weather, Google Maps, stuff like that. I keep that on there. And then I keep my my logbook on my tablet. So that way if I give it to him, then he can't see anything else. So, but here's the important part. Whenever you do your DOT inspection, before, I repeat, before you hand him your tablet, then this is what you're going to do. All right, I'm going to back out of this. Like I said, I'm not doing a DOT inspection, so I'm going to back out of this. I'm not going to save it. But if you was, you hit save. So I'm going to back out of this. All right, upper left-hand corner, you're going to see 3 little lines with a little red dot. So you would hit that. DOT inspection mode. So you got home, logs, DOT inspection mode, messages, notification, documents, help and support, settings. So we're going to hit DOT inspection mode. And then, all right, inspect logs for previous 7 days plus today. Guys, that is all DOT officer is required to, that's all you're required to show him is the past 7 days plus today. You do not have to show him anything older than that. Now, if you do not do this process, what I'm fixing to show you, then once you hand him your tablet, then again, you're giving him permission to go back and look through anything. So he can scroll back for the last, 14, 15 days it was in there. And if he finds a violation, then he can cite you for that violation or shut you down, write you a ticket, whatever. So don't give him any excuses to go back. Inspect logs for previous 7 days plus today. That's all you're required to give him. And now if he says, now whenever you do this, if he comes back and says, well, hey, I can't see past 7 days, well, tell him you're not supposed to, that you're not allowed to see past 7 days. And that's the truth. So, I mean, he may try to tell you, oh, yes, I am, but no, he's not. So stand your ground. So, all right, it says send log for previous 7 days. Now, if he wanted you to send him the your past 7 days plus today's logs, then you hit send logs. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I've never done it, but I think yeah, fax or email your logs to the officer if they request a paper copy. So you hit send logs, and then you can type in a fax number, or you can type in an email, and it would automatically send it to them. So, but we're not going to do that. We're going to hit begin inspection. So press and hold to set an access code. So this is where you basically lock your entire logbook except for the last 7 days plus today. Other than that, he can't see it. So we're going to push and hold it. And basically it asks for a 4-digit code. All right. So whenever you enter this 4-digit code, do not forget this code. I'm going to repeat that. Do not forget this code. If you forget this code, then you are going to be locked out. And then you're going to be screwed or messed up, whatever. So we're going to enter just a simple code. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to enter that code again. Before I do, I'm going to say this. Do not enter a code like I just did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 0, 0, 0. Don't 5, 5, 5, 5. Do not enter simple codes that DOT officer can guess. Enter a code that only you would know. That's going to be hard for somebody else to guess. So, I probably wouldn't enter my birthday. I probably just maybe I don't know. Just pick a code that's not going to be easily guessed. Because if he takes it and he guesses it and ends up getting in there, then he's got access to everything. So we're going to enter this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was my code. So basically, now I'm on basically my last 7 days. So that's it. So let's see if I can find the date. Yep. Let me go back to this. So there's today's date. There's the 17th, 16th, 15th, 14, 13, 12, 11, and that's it. That's as far as he can go back. 7 days. All right. So, whenever you get done with this, and you get ready to go back, so you hit the little arrow button for back, see it ask you for your code again. That's the reason I said, guys, do not forget that code. So we'll hit 1, 2, 3, 4. And it just unlocked it. So do not unlock it until that DOT officer is gone, you're done with your inspection, you're fixing to get on the road. Do not unlock it until then. Whenever you're entering your code, make sure your tablet is turned away from him, that way he cannot see you enter your code. So that code is your code, it's private, and so that's basically private information. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to hit the little 3 lines again. We're going to go back. And guys, this other stuff, I really don't know what all this stuff is. Let's see, notifications. All right, I don't have any notifications. So I don't know why that was lit up. Basically, if you had a violation or something like that, this is where it would be in notifications. So we're going to go back. Let's see, let's go to settings. So you got your account. I'm not going to open none of this stuff because some of my personal information is in here. But you got your account. You can change some of your personal information. You can change your password if you want to log in and out. General. I forgot what all was in there. I'm afraid to open some of this stuff because I don't want it, my personal information showing. Carrier, you would enter your carrier's name, DOT number, all that stuff. Cycle rules, we'll click that. So you can either have it set on 70 hours in an 8-day period. You can also change it to whatever your country requires. Property or cargo type is property. Restart is in 34 hours. Rest break, 30-minute rest break required. And I have my short haul, 16-hour short haul exemption or exception enabled. Now, sometimes if it was plugged into your truck, you may have other options such as personal conveyance mode. You can enable that. Yard move, you can enable that. I think that's only for if it's tied into the truck, which this one is not. So I don't really need that. But if it was tied in the truck, you may have them other options here. So cancel, go back. If you want to print, then printing, then include recaps on logs and inspections on the same page, include odometer readings on logs. I got all that stuff checked. And so cancel. Let's see here. All right, we're gonna go back. I'm trying to hurry this up, guys. Let's see. I'm trying to show you if I can remember how to do it. All right, we're gonna go back to logs. Let's see. All right, if say at the end of the year or the end of the month or whatever, say you want to print your logs for your personal, like to put in your file cabinet or something like that. Say you just want an extra copy in case something ever happened to this app and something like that, then you would have it. Because guys, technically you're required to keep your logs. I think it's for 6 years, I believe. If you was to ever get audited, like if you own your own company or like an independent contractor like I am, then you're required to keep your logs for the past 6 years, if I'm not mistaken. I would, at the end of the year or end of each month, that way you ain't got to print off so much, just print them out. But down here at the very bottom, view your past logs at keeptruckin.com. So you hit that. That would take you to the main Keep Truckin website, and then you would sign in, and then it'd pull up all your logs. It'd give you the option to print them. So you can do it that way. But this is where we are, guys. I know it seems hard, it seems complicated, and for somebody that's not computer savvy, then yeah, it can probably be a little intimidating. But guys, it's not. I mean, it's literally the same as a paper log, because right here on the graph, you're gonna, on a paper log, you're gonna draw your line to 930. You're gonna come down, and then you're gonna go to on duty. You're gonna go over to 915 for on duty. You're gonna flag it, and then you're gonna put what you did. Then you're gonna go back up to driving, go over to 1115, come back down, and you're gonna flag it and show your fuel in Hammond, Louisiana. That, I mean, and it's the same as you was doing a paper log. So you're just doing it on a computer. You're, instead of drawing a line and having to write with a pen or a pencil, or, well, you're not supposed to do it with a pencil, but write with a pen, you're just typing it in on a computer. Guys, it's not hard. It's a lot of people just make it seem like it's harder than what it is because they're afraid to do it. It's easy, guys. Just take your time. If you're not computer savvy, then guys, watch this video. If you forget what you're supposed to do, rewind the video and show you. I'll try to do another one, hopefully maybe pretty soon, on basically a live, not a live channel like YouTube channel, but I'll actually start my day, and every stop I make, I get on here and I show you what I've done. And basically I carry you through my whole entire day of doing my log. And but other than that, that's all you do is is what I showed you. Whenever you get, like I said, going back real quick, you get ready to change your duty status, the little top bar right there where right now it says on duty 1 hour 14 minutes, you just hit that, and then that's where you go to change your duty status. So say if you want to start driving, you hit driving, hit location, put in location, hit notes, hit D, then select driving, hit save, and it will automatically put you on driving. Then whenever you get to where you need to go, say if you go and you're stopping for fuel, so you hit on duty, hit type in your location, notes, you type in fuel, and save. And then say after you got fuel, say you're done for today. So you'd hit off duty, type in your location, hit notes, type in P for post-trip inspection, hit save, and you're done. And then I'm going to back out of this because I'm not going to do that. And then whenever you get ready to go to the forms and stuff like that, that's on today's part. So you need to select hit where it says Monday, March 18th. Hit that. That brings up that. So there's your log, there's form, sign, inspection. And like I said, just go back and watch what I done a while ago. And guys, that's pretty much it. So, sorry it took so long. I just wanted to try to explain it in pretty good detail. Hope it helped somebody out. Guys, I do not know everything about the electronic logs or log books or nothing like that. But, guys, I have been in the trucking industry and driving truck for right at 20 years. Yes, the majority of my time was paper logs. And for some of you older truckers out there, you know how that is. I learned from my dad. My dad taught me how to run a log book. So now you definitely know. But I am, I've run electronic logs as far as being tied into the truck. I've been running them like this for the past, over 2 years, doing RV transport. So I'm pretty knowledgeable about it. And plus, I catch on to things as far as computer stuff like that. I catch on pretty good. And I mean, I'm not a genius at it, but I'm pretty good at it. So, guys, if any of you guys that know more about this, that if I missed something, guys, leave it in the comment. Maybe I'll learn something. Maybe if I miss something, it'll teach somebody else. Maybe something that I missed that they may have a question on. If you have a question on something, guys, leave me a comment. I'll be happy to answer it. Guys, if you don't mind, please hit that like, share, subscribe button, and hit that bell notification. Guys, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost there. I think I got just a little over 100 left to go. Guys, please hit that subscribe button. It don't cost you anything. If you're not subscribed, guys, and you're watching this video, guys, that's a payment. So just reach up there and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it's a payment to me. So if that makes sense. So guys, don't just let me give you stuff for free. Hit that subscribe button. That's all I'm asking. That's all it costs. But anyway, help me out, and we'll get back with y'all on the next one. As always, y'all be safe, Semper Fi,